What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr War Games and I'm bringing to you guys the chronomaly deck update profile. This is obviously post-Dawn of Majesty where we got some amazing chronomaly support in the forms of 4 main deck cards and 1 extra deck monster, as you can see, and it really boosts the consistency of this deck and the plays and end boards that it can produce. Is it top tier 100% meta? We'll have to wait and see, because there's a lot of tech choices that you can play in this deck that either adds more consistency and adds more extra deck options to you in the forms of adamanticators, but I've gone with a good old classic style, classic tier 1 style of chronomaly artifacts or OPAR artifacts, which is really good, and I really do enjoy it because it keeps the stun lockdown potential that this deck can produce while also still giving you OTK high damage plays in the forms of Mushroom Mech and etc. So before I get into this, if you enjoy this, give us a like and subscribe down below, ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy personal content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that, and all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into this OPAR artifact deck. So starting off with the brand new chronomaly, which is Magella Globe. I'm going to probably butcher a lot of these names, but I do my best. So Magella Globe is a level 4 machine with 1500 attack and 300 defense, light monster. You contribute this card to press 1 chronomaly from your deck except Magella Globe. If this card is in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, you can banish 1 chronomaly card from your graveyard except Magella Globe and add this card to your hand. You can use each effect of Magella Globe once per turn. Notice that it just says chronomaly card from your graveyard, so you can nicely banish your spells and traps that are already sitting in there doing basically nothing for you, and then you can just get a nice free lone fire back from the graveyard to your hand. I never expected this deck to get a lone fire, and I do love that they have. Next we have the other main deck new one, which is a Kembaro Figures, which is a level 5 rock monster with 1000 attack and 1800 defense. Rock monster. If a chronomaly monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle opponent's card effect, you can discard this card instead. If this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 1000 life points, special summon this card, but return it to your hand during the end phase. You cannot special summon monster turning activate this effect except chronomaly monsters. You can use this effect of a Kembaro Figures once per turn. Nice hand protection, which is nice for, I believe it does not activate, so I believe the ruling is the same as Return of the Dragon Lords in graveyard. It just takes the hit, which is very, very nice. That's if I'm reading it correctly, but from my understanding it reads, it's worded the same as Return of the Dragon Lords, which if it is, again, fantastic. But then it just dumps itself to a graveyard, which then it can just revive itself and be a nice level 5 monster to go into chronomaly monsters, which I'm primarily focused in the extract, though we do have obviously some generic options which we'll see later on. Next we have 3 copies of Tuspa Rocket. This was the other brand new one from previous sets down the line, which I don't believe I did a profile update since then, so this is basically brand new in the profiles of this channel. It's a level 4 rock monster with 1000 attack and defense. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send a chronomaly monster from your deck or extra it to the graveyard, then target face-up monster in the field. It loses attack equal to the level or rank of the monster sent to the graveyard times 200. A number 1 exceeds that was summoned using this card as material gains this effect. You can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. You can use each effect of Tuspa Rocket once per turn. Summon this off your globe and you get a free Foolish Barrel, and you can hopefully then keep going on with your plays. Another thing that you can summon out is Nebula Disc. So I want to double check that the globe doesn't negate effects. It does not, which is very, very nice. So, Nebula Disc. Classic, good old chronomaly. Level 4 light machine, 1800 attack, 1500 defense. When this card is normal summon, you can add a chronomaly card from your deck to your hand, except Nebula Disc. If this card is in the graveyard and almost controlling chronomaly, minimum 1, you can special this card in defense position. You can activate this. You can activate cards or effects during the turn you activate this effect, except chronomaly cards and effects. You can use one of Nebula Disc effect per turn and once per turn. So what's really good is that now we have a 1 card rank for play within chronomaly in the form of Mega Glow, because you can just tribute the glow, get out the rocket sends the disc, and then the disc sums itself back, and boom, you got a rank 4 play right there and then, which is very, very nice. Then we have another 3 extended forms of Murray. If you control chronomalies, you summon this card. Nice, simple, good rank 5 extender. And we have Gorgon Knot. We're only playing one of this card. It's level 3 rock. This card's normal summon. You can special summon chronomaly from your hand, and if you do, this card's level becomes the current level of that summoned monster. So it's just a nice free play this, summon anything else, make it at that level, and off we go. Then we have 3 copies of Crystal Skull. Crystal Skull. So if you control face-up chronomaly monster, you can discard this card to graveyard, add a chronomaly from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except Crystal Skull. You can use the effect Crystal Skull once per turn. More searching. And the last 2 chronomalies I play is the 1 Crystal Bones Tech, because I do like to have the rank 3 options in this deck, because chronomaly being both rock and chronomaly, you get access to 2 nice monsters in the extract, 1 for negation and 1 for just pure fun in my personal option. To run out the monsters as a whole, we do play 2 copies of Artifact Scythe to go with our artifact part of the deck. Moving on to spells, the brand new spell is Chronomaly Temple Triolophon. Probably butchered that as always. So it's a continuous spell. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are chronomaly monsters, you can pay 500 life points immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon a chronomaly monster from your hand. If a chronomaly or number exceeds you control would activate an effect by detaching material, you can send this card to the graveyard instead of one of those materials. You can use each effect of Temple Triolophon once per turn. So it's perfect that you can search this off the Nebula Disc. There's a 3 additional normal summon within the deck, which is perfect for things like said Nebula Disc, which only activates upon normal summon. So you're not really wasting any normal summons in this deck. You'll always hopefully have that additional play to go and keep your plays on going. Then we have 3 copies of City Babylon with the 1 terraforming. We probably don't have to play 3. I might drop this down to 2 and just keep the 1 terraforming, and then play something else in the deck like a Trap Trick, which you'll see why that's good later on. But City Babylon is just a nice 3 extender within the deck. Once per turn, you can banish a chronomaly from the graveyard, target chronomaly graveyard at the same level, and special summon it. It's just a nice 3 extender within the deck, keeps your plays going, helps you get that additional exceeds on the board. Moving on, I do like to play the 1 Tech of Pyramid Eye Tablet. It just combos very well with our rank 5 Mashu Mech, and just gives our extra monsters that additional attack boost. Makes our brand new monster 3100 beat stick. Mashu Mech is standard at 32. And then our rank 4 at 28, which is just pretty strong, which when you think about it. So that's why I like to play the 1 personal tech. 1 copy of Instant Fusion is just a nice 3 extender. We are rank 5 base deck, so we're having that access to a free rank level 5 on board. Just helps us going. 1 Monster Reborn and 1 Corblade Grove, just pretty much self-standard. Moving on to traps, we have the 3 brand new Chronomaly Esperanza Glyph, Glyph I believe. During the main phase, target 1 exceeds monster card you control or in your graveyard. Special summon 2 chronomaly monsters that are 1 level higher than that monster's rank from your hand, deck, and or grave. but negate their effects immediately after this effect resolves. Exceed summon a chronomaly exceeds using only those 2 monsters. You can activate 1 Esperanza glyph once per turn. This card is just phenomenal. Like, it's a 1 card rank 5, or yeah, 1 card rank 5 pretty much, because you'll mostly have a rank 4 engrave. Just at any point in the game, which is just absolutely brilliant. It helps us get into our brand new Vimana, which we'll see why that's really good later on. Yeah, just this is pretty much self-standard. Got to play this at 3, which is why I was thinking of taking out the city, one of the cities, and putting a trap trick just to have a 4th target of this, as well as a 4th target of Sanctum, which is really, really good in this deck, obviously because it's artifact chronomaly. And I'm still playing the 3 copies of Lost Wind. I'd probably reduce this to 2 and put in the 2nd trap trick, just because the reason I'm playing this is because it is still good effect negation. It can just reuse itself, reset itself, and by reducing your opponent's monster's attack by half means that our Mashu Mech OTK, our Mashu Mech plays, goes off even easier. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 3 copies of the brand new chronomaly Vimana. This card is just phenomenal. Like, this card is nuts. So it's a rank 5 light machine with XCs, 2300 attack, 2600 defense, generic 2 level 5 monsters. Once per turn, quick effect. You can target face-up monster in the field and 1 XCs monster or chronomaly in graveyard. That monster in the field gains half the attack of that monster in the graveyard until the end of this turn. Then attach that monster from your graveyard to this card as material. Once per turn, your opponent activates a monster effect. Quick effect, you can attach 2 materials from this card, negate the activation. This, in combination with our Mashu Mech, is just high damage at any point during the game that we want, which is just phenomenal. I love the Vimana. I feel like if you're playing chronomaly, this is probably, especially on a budget, because if you're not playing Adamanta beta build, this is what you want to base your deck around. You want to base your deck on getting to this card, because at very worst case, you can just target itself and make itself big. I believe doesn't have to be one other. It just has 1 face-up monster. It could just make itself big for no reason, give itself more materials, and as well as still being effect negation. So, in worst case scenario, you're going to have a form of effect negation if you're just pumping this card out with like a Sanctum trap set, and then on the following turn you can just use it and give your Mashu Mech even more damage, which, if you don't know what Mashu Mech does, because it's been a long time, is generic rank 5. Once per turn, you can attach a material from this card to target face-up monster your opponent controls. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between its original attack and current attack, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the damage inflicted. So you pump up something on your opponents or half something with your Lost Wind, you're going to do a lot of damage and get an even stronger Mashu Mech. For another rank 5 option, we have Pallades. For rank 4s, for generics, we're playing the 141 Babushka, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 Tornado Dragon. I'm also playing 3 copies of number 36 Chronomaly Shatu-Hak. So it takes 2 level 4 Chronomaly monsters once per turn during either player's turn. Attach a material from this card and target face-up monster your opponent controls. Change its attack to 0 to the end of this turn. You contribute 1 chronomaly monster and target 1 monster your opponent controls whose current attack is different from its original attack and destroy it. Bear in mind, it contributes itself, which then means you have a rank 4 engrave for your glyph, which is really good. For my rank 3 options, I was saying earlier, I'm playing the 1 Crystal Chrononaut for my fun option, and being the Chronomaly option, and the 1 Gorgonic Guardian for more effect negation. And then for the last of the extra deck is with the 1 Panzer Dragon. But that, guys, is the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below how you're playing your Chronomaly decks, and are they going well for you? And do you like the support as much as I do? As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully, Gimmick Puppet or Dyson Sphere is next. Or heck, even Heraldic Beast. Like, we've got a lot of the Quattro, Trey, and 4 family to do, and Tron as well. So who knows who's next. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe and happy dueling.